again, you know, for somebody like me, it's imposing to have such great professors here. Our next professor is an economist. I don't want to tell you what my grade was in macroeconomics. Dr. Professor Hodan Isse will come up and speak a little bit about economic development.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everybody. I'm very grateful for the organizers who put together this beautiful event. And in fact, a positive note. Someone said positive engagement. We talk about commitment and engagement. And I wanted to just highlight that we need a different word engagement. I heard someone said that Somalia now, we are, what do you call it, constructive disengagement. We want constructive engagement. We want engagement that unites Somalia, who has been on a civil strife, traumatized by war, violence and poverty, polarized by division based on clan, religion, and region. So that's just but given the fact that I'm in Chicago today, and the Commander-in-Chief, Obama, we want to get the best engagement for Somalia. What do you say to that? As an economist, even though I wish I could speak for youth and women, because my passion goes to youth and women, because they're the one who bear the brunt of war, but I was called here to do the field that I'm familiar with, which is economics. If you think about the conflict in Somalia, a lot of people attribute to different things. I do think about it, and I think about it in a way where I think we can use resources, economic resources, as a means of resolving conflict or perpetuating conflict. I do believe one of the most underlying issues in Somalia has to do with resources. And you can think about the regions that are less stable are the most resourceful ones. So before I get into the details of what I would like to actually present here for the next 10 minutes, I want to share with you, we have to take a current stock of where we are today in Somalia. Somalia is not like any other country. Somalia is a country that has been in a civil war for 21 years. All the institutions, be institutional infrastructure, the rule of law, and all the other things that comes with it, but also institutions like infrastructure is all destroyed. So we don't only look at the destroyed institution and roads, we have to also look at the people who build there, who might be also destroyed. We need land rehabilitation and farm living. So Somalia is caught between rock and hard place. If you see that where we are today, I can't continue and talk about Somalia without taking stock of where we are today. So we're caught in conflict, continual warfare, persistent poverty, abject poverty, especially for the youth, children and women, polarized. We are polarized, we are divided. You can ignite someone's love in a few minutes. At the same time, you can ignite someone's hate in a few minutes. Somalis can come together, and they can love each other, and as soon as we depart, we can be fighting. We have to really know this psychology to understand our problems and come up with United Somalia. Death and destruction. No matter what you see, whether we call it terrorism, whether we call it violence, whether we call it failed migration, what you may call it, you may name it. Those kids who are dying as Somali youth, that's our future generation. That's our promise, but they become our problem. We have to blame, we are always blaming each other. It's this clan and that clan. It's this region and that region. It's this religion and that religion. When did Islam become so divided? we are all to blame. We have to accept the blame. We have to take the blame, and we have to find a unified solution if we really want Somalia to become part of the world community. Where we want to be, we want to make security number one. Without peace, there's no life. We've seen the destruction of human and life and property every day. And we have to make peace and security number one goal. Enforce property rights and rule of law. Respect God's law. I've never seen anyone who is finishing up their prayers and someone is waiting to kill them. That is really ironic. We really have to look deep into that. We have to look at the psychology of what's going on. We have to invest our people. People are thinking about building vacation homes in the moon. And we can't build schools for our children. We can't provide help. We really have to take stock of where we are. We have to, there are two ways of, in fact, controlling, exercising self-control. And I'm speaking directly to my Somali people. I am really speaking to you today. There are two kinds, we talk about disarmament all the time, but disarmament is not taking weapons from people. Disarmament has to come from internal. We have to disarm ourselves from internal. You have to disarm yourself. You have to think about compassion. You have to stop violence. Even if you're talking violence every day, you have to drop it. And it has to start from you now. We've been there for too long. We have to stop the internal argument. We have to rehabilitation our youth, our children, our women, our politicians. And we have to stop cultivating hate here in the diaspora. We know diaspora is the problem. We have the power, we have the media, we have the voice. What do we do with it? Divide. Let us unite. Unity is in diversity. We have to understand that. One of the reasons I like federalism, I think with the current Somalia, the only system that can work is to respect what we did in the last 21 years. People are so much against federalism, but we know federalism, we know what it is. We have Mogadishu, and when Mogadishu gets destroyed, we all get destroyed. We don't want it to be the same state. So we have to allow regions to thrive and develop. So if anything happens in one region, we can go to the other regions that are peaceful. I want to just show this failed state. Somalia is a failed state. We know that. It's a stylized fact. Why? Why did I do this? The reason I did this is so we learn from it. And I want to thank those organizers and sponsors of this event. And given the fact that I have the opportunity, I want to know if we're going to be engaging Somalia constructively, we have to learn from the past mistakes. The failed state just did not happen by itself. It happened for many reasons. And if we go to construct and rebuild and rehabilitate, we really have to learn from the past and make sure the past does not repeat itself. So when you see lack of social justice, we know, no matter how proud Somalia I am, I know prejudice is part of our problem. Like someone who is alcoholic, unless you admit you are alcoholic, you will never get cured. So we have to know our problems. We are prejudiced, we divide ourselves, we consider some to be less valuable than others. That has to be dropped. We're all humans. The only way that God, especially for Muslims, and we know it's in the Quran, that one is superior than the other is the most honored are the one, the most pious, the one who are close to God. Not because you were born certain clan or certain tribe of from certain region and so on and so forth. So we have to drop the prejudice, we have to think about equality, and the only difference will be talent and hard work, and something like that. So we have to really address the social injustice, lack of legal and institutional infrastructure. That is very important. I'm not going to explain. I know a lot of people are going to talk about the rule of law. Conflict based on land, resources, and religion. I want 2 minutes, okay? No problem. Mouthful. Conflict, so we have to know, in order to resolve conflict, we really have to get to what created conflict that's based on religion. We have to know the right Islam. We have to know that plan. We were not divided. I was telling my daughter, if I see Somalis somewhere, even when I came here in Chicago for Isse program, we found a taxi driver here in Chicago. He drove us all the way to the event. Somalis know we all help each other, but we also help each other when we want to. Corruption and misallocation of resources, we know that now we have to include also international corruption and Somali corruption together. I want to, since I don't have time, just controversial role of international community. I want to alert the international community that we want international community that does not increase polarizing Somalia. We want international community to help our poor. We want the resources to go to the intended recipients. We want the women empowerment. We want our youth to, we have so much money that has been allocated for Somalia for the past 21 years. We want to find out how much money, how much of that money did the schools, clinics, maternity programs and things like that. And finally, we really want, you can forget about this one, I wanted to look at the cohesion. How do we come up with United Somalia? We used to have common identity, that's gone. It's about the time to explore and think about United Somalia. Thank you so much. But remember, resources